Good morning, Colorado. My name is Russ Nolting. I'm your regional director, and welcome to our February regional rally. And thanks to Kelly, Jenny, and Leslie for putting today's meeting together. We're going to do some quick announcements, move into a tech update with Leslie. We're going to talk about our, hold on a second. Kelly is critiquing my screen size. Is that better, Kelly?
Much better. You could make it even a little bit bigger.
Okay. How about like that?
Oh, that is much better. Thank you.
All right. Perfect. All right. Then we're going to do some agent and market center recognition. Wendy Bailey out of Colorado Springs is going to do our mega market update. And then we've got a panel for 4 of our top agents on what they picked up at Family Reunion. Let's dive right in. Listings Unlocked is Tuesday, March 4th from 9 to noon. It's with Jose Medina and Rachel Hogue. They're out of Northern Ohio. They're going to talk about their specific strategies that caused them to take and sell 400 listings last year. Kelly, did I get that number right? That number sounds huge.
They have taken on average 400 listings every year for the past several years. I think they sold 360 or something like that last year in 2024. It's massive.
You don't want to miss Listings Unlocked with Jose and Rachel. It's $49. It's at the PPA Center. It's going to be some teaching and a number of panels. Don't miss Listings Unlocked. Also, we have a ski day for on March 5th at Granby Ranch. It is from 9 to 5. It is skiing. It's some food, home tours. We're going to have a mountain property panel, so don't miss this. Kelly, how do you register for this?
I just dropped it in the chat.
It's in the chat. Regional awards are on Friday. This is a busy week. Regional awards are next Friday, March 7th, 9 to 11 at the Ritz-Carlton, Denver. And you go to kwcoloradoevents.com to sign up for that. Train the Presenter is in March as well. It's the 19th and the 20th. If you're interested in becoming a Rocky Mountain Educational Services instructor, or you're just interested in learning how to present better, whether you're talking to buyers or sellers or any type of client, you want to attend Train the Presenter with Holly Prescott. It's a 2-day event. It's 9 to 5 both days. kwcoloradoevents.com to register. On April 7th at the Legacy Campus in Parker from 9 to 4, we are doing the Peak Performer Summit. And we just are today announcing our keynote speaker, Tommy Spalding. He's a leadership guru, and we can't wait, best-selling author. Can't wait to share more about Tommy Spalding in the upcoming days. Jen Davis is going to be talking about buyers. She's the former vice president of MAPS Coaching. Will Van Wickler is going to talk about how he made $1 million in GCI, his very first full year in real estate. Cooper Thayer is going to do a market update. Tony Giordano, the social agent, is going to talk about social media strategies. We've got a jam-packed day at the Legacy Campus, April 7th, Monday, 9 to 4. More details coming soon. KWColoradoEvents.com to sign up for that and all of our events. Don't forget that when you're at KWColoradoEvents.com, you can subscribe to the channel so that you're notified as events are added. I want to introduce Chance Unger from Top Flight Financial. He's got a quick update about Top Flight Financial.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Russ, I don't know how much more we can get on the event calendar. I mean, holy cow.
I know, it's a lot.
Probably squeeze a little bit more, but so it's good to see you all. Want to just let you all know, like, big shout out to the region. You all brought the numbers at Family Reunion this year. I mean, I saw the picture of the attendance and it was unbelievable. I felt like everywhere I was running into, high five in Colorado. So it was awesome. Loved seeing you all out there. And a lot of great things were taken away from being at Family Reunion this year with you all on our side as well. Not going to take any thunder from the panelists here, but just some great takeaways for me, like things that I found very, good to think about was like love was like one that stuck with me, which I mean, hey, it was all about feelings this time around. And then there was, success is not meant to be, had alone, right? So, again, a lot of great takeaways on our side, but, Top Flight in itself, there's a lot of good things coming through and moving forward this year, especially for us. Growth is massive. And as part of growing is not just who we are as a company, but growing with you all as well too. So, and that means just coming in full speed ahead on relationships. And when we're really looking at relationships, there's things to think about. I feel that, people coming at you right now saying, hey, we got great rates, we close loans fast, and we have all these loan programs. That should be a standard, right? That should not be something that you base your relationship off of. Who's there with you in the mix? Who's getting with you and sitting down and talking about ways to help you get more production in or to market yourself more or anything of that sort. Any way to help you grow is really what I feel is a true partnership, right? So again, for us and being part of the KW culture with you all, that's something we do on a very high level. But if we're bringing it to market updates here real quickly, so there's been a lot of movement been going on lately. We've been seeing some great improvements last week with rates. So prior to that, they've just been getting beat up lately. We've been seeing rates dancing around the sevens again, but last week with the improvements that came through, we're now finding ourselves back into that six territory, mid to high sixes is what we're really feeling that we could start seeing some more traction, grab and hold. I feel that 6% marker that we see on rates is really going to be that sweet spot. When that happens, we don't know, but we have big market moving data coming through this week with PCE, mortgage applications, housing starts, things of that sort. I'd be very excited to see what we see coming through the pipe. But ultimately, what we do want to do is also help you, be that economist of choice. So you'll be seeing me put out a lot more information regarding this moving forward. And then I'll be seeing you all at the regional awards next week.
All right. Thank you, Chance. We really appreciate your sponsorship, Top Flight Financial, and also Growth Minded Talent Solutions, Choice Home Warranty, and the coordinator team. These are our sponsors for 2025. Thank you to all of you. Leslie, you're up.
Hi, everyone. Happy post-family reunion. I hope that you all had a wonderful time. This Thursday at 11 a.m., I will be teaching a social media class with some AI and command, so don't miss it. It's again at 11 a.m. this Thursday. And of course, you could find all of our classes and even regional calls recorded on our YouTube channel at KW Colorado Region 7. And there it is. Awesome. I have a few tech updates for you all, so get excited. It's all about Command. There's some really cool tech updates around tasks and adding key dates in that are linked to opportunities. So quickly add a missing key date for tasks that are linked to your smart due date. Some of you might think, well, what's a smart due date? I think I definitely need to add a smart due date class, Russ, for these next few weeks and sometime in March. But smart due dates can add dynamically set a task to be due relative to a key date on of your opportunities, such as things like scheduling staging, maybe it's scheduling the inspection, all of these really important dates that you do not want to miss. And yeah, we'll get real specific there in my next class coming in March. Let's discuss the next slide. Website design. There's a lot of cool things around websites, and you can customize your website to match your brand with our new design studio. You could choose between classic and modern themes. You can make it your own. Add some accent colors, secondary colors, font pairings, even the corners and how your website is actually shown online as well. The next thing that I want to point out today in the Command updates is an AI timeline summary. Okay, this is sweet. So today I want you all to log into Command, check out any contacts inside Command, because what this AI summary will do, it will summarize everything about that contact, even things like when you spoke with them last or what kind of homes they're looking at. And it's very specific. So I love it. It's very similar to what we see already with Gemini inside Google Business Suite. So we are getting better and better with our tech. And I think that's it. Those are the updates for today.
Awesome. Thank you, Leslie.
Thanks, guys.
All right, moving on to recognition. We're going to start with our individuals, go to our teams, then our groups, and then market centers. For top individuals, January 2025, with closed units in 5th place with 3 units each. Deodara Mendez from Denver Southeast, Kristen Frazier, Lloyd Crum, Lydia Golesh, Nadia Horvat, Joseph Laurel, Rodrigo Villafana, Tony Giaccone, Robert Isabel, Karina Kennecke, Daniel's Home Team, Sonder Mountain Real Estate, and Dawn Howe Group. Those are the number 5 spot for closed units. Number 4, Faith Young, Jill Laka, Travis Cox, Jenna Walton, Diane Goldsmith, Myra Bernal, and Fabian Tarango. Number 3, Sarah Cano. Number 2, tied, 5 units each, Stephen Hansen, Tia Durant, Jody Bohenna, Rhonda Haglund, Hussein Garcia, and Scott Kurlander. And number 1 with 6 closings is Lisa Lucero from Denver West. Congratulations on your closings. Moving on to closed volume. In the 10th spot, Sheila Bailey from Denver West. Number 9, Lisa Lucero. Number 8, Kristen Frazier. Number 7, Lydia Golesh. Number 6, Stacy Strayer. Number 5, Tony Giaccone. Number 4, Jody Bohenna. And our top 3 for closed volume in January, Jenna Walton, Rhonda Haglund, and Dan Egan. Congratulations, top agents, individuals on your volume. Finally, GCI for our individuals. Number 10 was Anand Beckmanis. Number 9, Kristen Frazier. Number 8, Constantine. Number 7, Pamela Jagfeld. Number 6, Sheila Bailey. Lydia Golesh was number 5. Jenna Walton, number 4. And the top 3 individuals for GCI are Tony Giaccone, number 3. Jody Bohenna, number 2. And Rhonda Haglund, number 1. Great job, individual agents in January. Moving on to teams. This is 2 people in production. Number 5 was Tony Greer with 1.9 units. Number 4, Team Colorado Living. Tied with Team Rochelle Cozzolino and the Thompson Group, Properties Colorado, the Q Group, and the Case Advantage. Our top 3, continuing number 4, Platinum Property Team, Your Pilot Home, Unity Group, the Neville Group, Seed Property Group, the Collective, Discover Colorado Team, Home Group Inc., and AN Homes. The top 3. The Vincent Group, the G team, and the Blonder team took the third spot. Number 2, Gill Orchard Homes, Place 87 Alliance team, Rediger Group, and the Artisan Group. And number 1, teams, closed units, distinct group from Denver Park Meadows. Volume, top 10, the Home Group Inc. Number 9, the G team. Number 8, Rediger Group. Number 7, the Vincent Group, Castle Rock Parker. Number 6, Own Your Summit. Number 5, Distinct Group. Number 4, Discover Colorado team. And the top 3 for volume, the Artisan Group. Number 2, Place 87, Alliance team. And number 1, Gill Orchard Homes from Denver, North Jeffco. GCI, top 10, the Roland team, Rediger Group, Home Group Inc., the Core Group. Number 6, the Vincent Group. Number 5, Jill McFerrin Group. Number 4, Distinct Group. And our top 3 GCI, Discover Colorado team, Place 87 Alliance team, and Gill Orchard Homes was the top GCI team. Moving on now to groups. For closed units, top 10, and the number 10 spots a tie between Trinity Team Real Estate and Pristine Properties. Number 9 is a multi-way tie between Hudson Stonegate Team, the Phoenix Tetford Team, the Pana Team, the Vega Team, and Colorado Lifestyle Real Estate Group. Number 8, the Brenna Team and Next Gen Home Group. Number 7, Shea Team and Legacy Properties Group. Number 6, Homes of Colorado Group. Number 5, the PCS Pro Team. Number 4, the Lucic Group. Number 3, Relevate Denver Tech Center and Power Home Team, Colorado Front Range. And number 2 was Jamie Baker Orr Team. Number 1 was the Johnson Team with 27 closings. For volume, the Thrive Team was in the 10th spot, Case Collective in the 9th spot, Deborah Jo Abeda Team was in the 8th spot, Jamie Baker Orr, 7. Number 6, the Shea Team. Number 5, Lucic Group. Number 4, Next Gen Home Group. And our top 3 closed volume groups, Empower Team, Colorado Front Range, Relevate, and the Johnson Team, Downtown Colorado Springs. Congratulations all. GCI, Thrive Team was number 10. Number 9, Case Collective. Number 8, Next Gen Home Group. Number 7, Shea Team. Number 6, Trinity Team Real Estate. Number 5, Lucic Group. Number 4, Jamie Baker Orr Team. Number 3, Relevate. Number 2, Empower Home Team, Colorado Front Range. And the Johnson Team was number 1 with 242,790 in GCI. Congratulations, agents. Moving on to expansion. These are for expansion teams who have a hub in Colorado. For closed units, the PCS Pro Team was number 3, Selling Southern Colorado number 2, and Relevate number 1. For volume, Homes of Expansion Network number 3, Selling Southern Colorado number 2, and Relevate number 1. For GCI, Homes of Expansion Network number 3, number 2, Selling Southern Colorado, and number 1, Relevate. Congratulations, expansion teams. Congrats to all of our top performers. And moving on to some market center recognition. For closed volume market centers, Denver Central was in the 5th spot, Client's Choice in the 4th, Denver West in the 3rd, Denver Downtown in the 2nd, and DTC number 1 with 63 million in closed volume. Units, Downtown Colorado Springs number 5, Client's Choice in Colorado Springs number 4, Denver West number 3, Denver Downtown number 2, and Tech Center number 1. For listings taken, Partners took 77, Denver West 82, Denver Downtown 106, Tech Center 113, and Client's Choice 133. Congratulations on your listings taken. I'm going to turn it to Wendy Bailey, who's going to do a market update. And do you see Wendy, Kelly?
I am here. I am trying to share screen.
Oh, let me stop sharing.
Yep.
I see her.
There we go.
How are you, Wendy?
I'm good. How are you?
Super duper. All right, take it away.
All right. Can everybody see the mega market update screen? Fabulous.
Yes,
So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Wendy Bailey, and I am part of Keller Williams Partners. I thought we would do a state overview kind of year over year as far as what the market looks like and how we can use this data to potentially look at projections going into the remainder of 2025. This is a general overview snapshot I thought would be beneficial to look at. That's kind of all encompassing, and we will do a further breakdown as we get into some of the other slides. So looking at inventory year over year between 2024 and 2025, we can see that there is more inventory on the market in January 2025 versus 2024. What does this potentially mean? I think that sellers that have kind of been waiting on the fence for rates to drop so that there's multiple offer situations, um, they're in situations now where they really can't wait any longer to list their properties. And so we are seeing an increase in inventory on the market. Unfortunately, what we are seeing, though, is average days on market has increased year over year. We're up to 76 average days on market from 65 average days on market in 2024. Here's a good thing, though, is the percent of list price received is staying pretty much the same. We're seeing 98.1% of all listings get their requested or initial list price. And I think that means that sellers are willing to leave the house on the market a little bit longer to make sure that they are getting top dollar for their house. And that's why we're still seeing an increase in days on market, but we're also seeing an increase on the average price of a home. Interestingly, if you look under the historical median sales price, you'll see 5 years ago in 2019 that the median price of a single family home was $400,000. At the end of 2024, the median price of a house was $575,000. That is just under a 25% increase in the median price of a house. Even though we're not seeing the double digits as far as appreciation that we saw during 2021 and 2022 during those unicorn market years, we are still averaging about a 4% median price increase year over year, which I think is phenomenal considering the fact that our rates are still hovering around 7%, and we're not really anticipating them going much further than that throughout the end of this year. Moving on to the next slide. This is taken from the Colorado Association of Realtors website, based on data from multiple MLSs as well as the showing time data that is collected. And you can see that year over year, we gained about 1,200 houses on the market in January, where in 2024, we saw 5,400 come on the market. We saw about 6,600 come on the market in January of 2025. So that was an increase of almost 23% of new listings. What does this mean for our buyers, and why should we use this as an argument to tell our buyers that now is a good time to buy, even though rates may not be as low as they want? They're not competing against multiple offer situations in most situations. So they are able to spend a little bit more time house hunting, finding that perfect home, maybe scrutinizing that home, spending a little bit more time with the inspection process to make sure the home is exactly what they want, instead of having to go in and actually write an offer 24, 48, 72 hours after the house has gone on the market and hope it's the right one for them. They have time to shop and actually make sure that this house is the one that is correct for them. As far as pending sales went, and mind you, we're looking at single family homes. I'm going to break out and look at condos and townhomes on the next slide, and I'll kind of explain why in a minute. Then we'll do an overview and wrap up. Pending and under contract, we did see a 3% increase. So that means that we do have more buyers that are actually writing contracts. Our sold listings year over year are up 9%. What does this mean? I think that two things are happening here. Consumers are starting to become more confident in the real estate market. And was a time that buyers were sitting around waiting for those interest rates to go down. And now the pressure to move is probably on, and the pressure to buy is on at this time. And so they're being forced to go ahead and purchase despite the higher interest rates. Median sales prices, again, are up 4.8% year over year, which is just astonishing to me considering the fact that we've priced so many buyers out of the market, but sellers are just stubborn. They're keeping the houses on the market for a longer time. They're refusing to drop those prices. And I think because a lot of them had overbought or overpaid rather in the 2021, 2022 markets, And so they're wanting to try and get some return on their investment. While median sales price is only up 4.8%, your average is 5.5. I don't like to go off of average because I believe those numbers are skewed. Now, the percent of list price received is still at 98.1% compared to 98.2% in 2024, but that's only 1/10 of a percentage difference. And so I'm going to consider that number as staying flat. Again, we've seen about a 17% increase on the days on market, and we kind of talked about that. Now, the housing affordability index, I find sad, but we already know that this is happening because Colorado is such a desirable state to live in that our housing prices are higher than the national average. So the fact that we have a negative 6.6% as far as housing affordability index, that just means that we're becoming a less and less affordable state for the average consumer to be able to move here and purchase a home. The inventory of active listings is up 15.3%, which is great. That active inventory, like I said, kind of reflects the new listings at the top as far as what's available. And our month of supply is up 8.3%. For those of you who don't know what month of supply means, that is, so right now we're at 2.6. That's how long it would take for all the current listings to sell before we would have zero inventory if no new homes were to come on the market. And so now we move on to townhomes and condos. These numbers are a little bit different, and I think that the reason why has to do with regulatory and legislation that is coming down the pipeline. So we see more listings, 33.8%, a massive increase of listings coming on the market between townhomes and condos. But the pendings and under contracts are actually down. The sold listings are down. Why is that? Well, because it's almost impossible right now to get insurance in some of these condos and townhomes because of regulatory. In addition, there are HOAs, HOA fees, especially in some of the common interest communities, are pricing consumers out of the market. Coupling the increased insurance fees with the HOA increased fees, and then your insurance and all the other items that go into a monthly mortgage or a monthly payment for housing, condos and townhomes, which are these entry-level housing opportunities for a lot of first-time home buyers, they're not able to purchase. And so, unfortunately, first-time homeowners that may be outgrowing their condo or townhomes that are looking to move into single-family homes, they're putting their houses on the market and they're unable to sell them. So kind of a unique situation that's going on here. You can see that median and average sales price are up just like your single family homes, but at a much lower percentage. And I think that has to do a lot with the regulatory that I just mentioned. The percent of list price received is down 0.3%, which is very close to the same thing. It was 0.1% for the single family homes. Days on market has actually increased 23%, which is a higher increase than the single family. Housing affordable index is also at a negative, but not quite as high as the negative on the single family. And then you can look at the inventory is up as well as the month's supply here. So the two slides we just looked at were broken down for single family and condo townhomes, but this is a cumulative overall. So this is what the market looks like if you were to combine the single family and the condo townhomes. Numbers reflect very, very similarly, just a little bit skewed because the numbers for the condos and townhomes were lower than for the single family. And then I wanted to break this slide out because I thought that this was relative right now, the percent of list price received. Again, the fact that we are staying at the 98% area, 98.1% of all listings are selling for the amount that they were initially listed for. And if you're a stats nerd, kind of like I am, if you go back, this is kind of an leveling out of the market. We're back to pre-COVID numbers as far as the amount of list price actually received. We are falling out of the outliers that you saw between the beginning of COVID and just recently at the end of 2024. So that's kind of all I have to review. Did anybody have any questions? Or Russ, did you want me to to add on any additional stats or thoughts.
This is perfect. Any questions for Wendy? Put them in the chat or
Awesome.
Wendy, thank you for doing this overview. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. So let's get back to,
Wendy needs to stop sharing first.
yeah. All right. So we've got a panel of top agents who are going to be talking about their experience at Family Reunion. We've got Ian Mercier, Michelle Glass, AJ Moreno, and Jennifer Chambers. Kelly, I'm going to stop sharing and we'll just spotlight everybody, right?
Yes, I'm working on it.
She's working on it. All right. Why don't we dive in? And Ian, you can start. And why don't you introduce yourself and then just start by sharing the most impactful idea or strategy that you got from Family Reunion.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ian Mercier. I've actually been in business for 3 years. I'm a two-time KW Gold Award and two-time DMAR Bronze Award. I was awarded the Rookie of the Year and Rising Star. I've been on the ALC for 2 years, and I'm actually the president of KW's Affinity Group, the International Pan-Asian Network. So my most single impactful idea, this is kind of silly actually because it should be no-brainer, but having written SOPs and checklists. That was like a big thing. A lot of agents on the panel kept saying that they have something, and I thought to myself, well, maybe I should have one too. It just ensures that your processes are consistent, you're efficient, you're better able to service your clients, and then in the future for scalability and growth. And not to mention, it's less stressful when you don't have to think about things that you need to do and you just do it.
And for those who don't know what SOPs are, tell us what SOPs are.
So standard operating procedures. So things that you do as far as like when you meet a buyer or you meet a seller, and then things you do to list a home, things like that. Or for me, I've been big onto open houses lately, and it just came to mind. It's like, all right, well, I'd be less stressful if I had XYZ written out, and that way I know I'm not like scrambling around the day of my open house.
Yeah, love that. Michelle, how about you go next? Tell us a little bit about yourself and the single most impactful idea or strategy you got from Family Reunion and how you'll plan to implement it.
Yes, my name is Michelle Glass, and my team is Glass Properties Group, and I specialize in working with investors, multifamily and commercial properties, mainly commercial multifamily properties. And I'm also on the ALC2 of my office in the Highlands, and I'm also the chair for KW Commercial here at our office. A couple of things that I got, some takeaways that I got from Family Reunion is more of the idea of reaching out to family office. So if you have clients that are high net worth, and for those who don't know, family offices are usually families that are worth about 100 plus million in assets, and they typically hire third parties to manage their asset portfolio. And there is a good strategy. A lot of times you can work with family office, or in my world, you can work with REITs, real estate investment trusts, that also invest in multifamily properties. But really what I got from it is that family office is probably the best way to go. So for anyone who's working with large investors or commercial properties, family office is a little bit better than REITs. REITs is more corporate. They're more corporate. They tend to be a little more rigid as far as what they're looking at. Whereas family offices, they hire analysts, they hire investors. Portfolio managers that are actually very good experts at looking at certain invested asset classes, and they love real estate. And so if you have a really good deal that's, it's going to have to be a larger deal, but if you have a really good deal, those family offices are really great to reach out to. They will analyze the deal for you in many cases and do a lot of the work for you and give you good feedback. And once you get connected with those family offices, they're a little bit more flexible on the things that they're looking to invest in and look at. So that was a really good takeaway as far as maybe going after some of those family offices to sell some of those like larger, harder to sell investment properties. So that was really great. And I actually got a lot of value from the golden letters. The golden letters um, breakout, which I thought was really good as far as numbers. So I might actually implement sending out letters for sale, even for investment and also for commercial property. So I thought that was really good. It was about the numbers, sending out golden letters, asking people if they were interested in selling their property and working with one of my clients and selling their property. And amazingly, if you send out enough golden letters, you get responses. So I've already started doing that already and have gotten some good response. So I got just a little bit of extra tidbits from that. So really just getting an idea as far as who I can target and improve my lead generation in that way.
Was Will Van Wickler the person that spoke about golden letters?
It was actually a panel. So it was a panel of 5, I believe. So Will was one of them, but it was good because they had one from Canada, where in Canada, you're not actually able to buy data like as easily as we can in the United States. Yeah. So they were sending out golden letters, but it was a mix of like, open houses, door knocking and sending out letters. Then there was another guy who uses a mail house that sends out, and he spends $15,000 a month on postcards and letters and cash offers and his approach. I really like Will's. Will's approach is a little more basic and straightforward. You just send a letter and it's blank, and it says, not blank, but it says, hey, are you interested in selling your house to one of my clients? And it works well for him. So it's interesting to see how people on the panel approached it differently with the golden letters.
Yeah, I love that. As I mentioned earlier, on April 7th, at the Peak Performer Summit at the Legacy Campus in Parker, Will Van Wickler will be talking about his golden letter strategy, which helped him gross $1 million plus in GCI his first full year in real estate. So if you have more questions, Osmara, about golden letters, don't miss the Peak Performer Summit, where will go deep on that. Jennifer, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what was most impactful for you and how you'll be implementing.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Silvers Chambers now, since I've added my maiden name back in. I am your luxury regional ambassador for Colorado. I've also been on the ALC for many years, and I've been a member of luxury at Keller Williams for, I really don't know how long. So this family reunion was an interesting experience for me because it's the first time I've stayed at the Four Seasons. And why I'm saying this is it does relate to what I'm going to say about what I took away from luxury at family reunion, which, okay, so I stayed at the Delano last year. Very nice hotel, like very nice, great. The Four Seasons was an elevated experience. And that's really what, as a luxury agent working with your luxury buyers, it's what they're looking for. It's the little things that add up to a big thing. So for instance, I originally called just to ask the Four Seasons a couple of questions. They had a coffee machine that I didn't have to pay for a cup of coffee. They said, oh, is there anything else that we could potentially help you with? I said, you know what? I like an extra blanket. Can I get an extra blanket? Can I get extra creamer? They had that in my room every single day with a smile on their face. I felt like a princess. And I will stay with them again because I felt that way. Okay, I have a roommate, so I share expenses. However, I realized that, that really is what our luxury clients are looking for, is an elevated experience, a very personalized touch. Remembering your name in a hotel full of however many people, when you walk up to them, I honestly don't know how they do it. However, it is something I want to bring into my business, and that includes how I want to touch my clients, how I want my branding to look. After this meeting, I looked at my branding and I thought, I'm not very, my branding is very mild. And it's certainly, I don't think it speaks luxury. I don't think it says luxury. So it's something to look at when working with your clients. And if you want to elevate your client experience, regardless really if they're, higher end, higher net worth clients, you want to make your clients feel special. And I think that is the big takeaway from luxury this year. also, I do want to add one thing. Can I just add one like sidebar?
Yeah.
So, Russ, you know this. Luxury is having a meeting the first Wednesday of every month that is open to all agents. Team leaders are aware of this. A lot of the offices are having watch parties. It's the first Wednesday of every month. The next one is March 5th. It's at 10 a.m. Central. So what is that? 11 for us? No, 9 for us. I always get that mixed up. 9. So if you're interested, you can go through your market center, or you can join us via a link with Luxury. And if you're curious about that, you can just reach out. That's it.
First Wednesday every month on Zoom, 9 a.m.
You got it.
Yeah. Great, great, great training that, quite frankly, we're not taking advantage of at the level that we could be.
100%.
Yep. Love that. Pillows at the Four Seasons are pretty incredible, aren't they?
I went around thanking everyone I could see on my way out the door, saying just thank you so much. You made my week. You made me want to come back here, and I don't even like Las Vegas.
AJ, tell us about yourself, and tell us what the most impactful idea or strategy was that you picked up at Family Reunion.
My name's AJ. I'm actually the owner and rainmaker of the Moreno Group. I serve in the ALC at the downtown office. I happen to be one of the owners of the KWGPR Business Center as well. And most of my business is Spanish speaking. I'll say probably about 66, 67% of my business are Spanish speakers. And even though there was so many different great ideas and some existing ideas that it was good to get reminders of, I think I'm going to stick to 2 that I actually learned during the Chispa Mastermind with James Shaw. One of the agents from Florida mentioned that she was actually marketing and sending out flyers, emails to all the agents in the area where she serves, that if they had anybody that spoke Spanish, she would take the referrals, close those deals, and just pay those agents back. Referrals, standard fee, 35, 40%, whatever it is. And she's closing a ton of business just from agent to agent, Spanish-speaking referrals. So for me, that was one of the things that I never even thought about. And I think it's an untapped business resource that I'm going to start implementing into my business. So that's one. And the other one, I'm really big on events. I don't have a really good phone voice. So I put together events. I do one big event a year. 300 or 400 people come by my house, and it's all past clients and ambassadors that send me business. But somebody else at that same mastermind came up with an idea of doing micro events and just doing one every quarter versus one big event once a year. Might be even a little bit cheaper, and you stay in front of them a little bit, like more often. So that's another idea that I'm going to start implementing into my business.
Love that. Yeah, especially as TCPA is a real thing for us that we have to be careful about. I think we're hearing a lot more about events as a great strategy. AJ, what session or speaker or conversation that you had challenged your thinking the most?
For that, I'll say wealthy and well-known. I remember when I first walked in there, I heard Rory Vaden say that you should procrastinate on purpose. And that caught my attention because I'm always telling everybody, don't be a procrastinator, right? I mean, you hear the word procrastinate, and right away you're thinking about someone that's lazy, not committed, whatever comes to mind. But what he said after is what really impacted me the most. He said, procrastinate on purpose, but only on insignificant and purposeless things, right? Basically, stop following shiny objects. And that particular session challenged me the most because I have never been very tech savvy. Really good at communicating, community events, but internet, social media has never been my strongest. And he actually made it seem so easy with the way that he was actually explaining his marketing strategy that is basically based on, he would say that the best marketing strategy was a changed life. When we help somebody buy a home, they're moving up in life, they're starting to build generational wealth, you're changing their life. And when you actually use that with a testimonial, let everybody else know how you're helping people. That's the best marketing strategy. Blast that all over social media, internet, and the results are amazing.
Love that. Jennifer, how about for you? Which session, speaker, or conversation challenged you the most?
You know, it was kind of something that was mentioned throughout the luxury events at Family Reunion this year, which was looking at the global markets that we are in business with. I really have not concentrated that on in my business at all. And yet I do work in areas that attract some people from around the world. And if I'm working with a high net worth person, you know, if I'm not having those conversations with them about where they travel to, where they're going, where the places that they love, expanding my relationship and understanding those things about them, I can't help them if they are interested in real estate when they go to France or, you know, when they go to Italy. We have the opportunity to, you know, really grow our reach and be global representatives for Keller Williams. And so I'm going to start looking right now at my business and at our markets to see where people are coming from internationally. I know where people come from nationally here to sell and buy. And I think that we could all do that because that's not just in luxury markets.
Yeah, I think all of a sudden we woke up in 2025 and realized that KW is in 60 countries outside of the US and Canada.
Yeah.
And there are opportunities every single day for everyone on this call by collaborating with those agents and leaders in 60 countries. It's huge.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, how about you? What was a session, a speaker, or a conversation that challenged your thinking the most? You're on mute.
I really enjoyed the 10 bold truths that Gary Keller did, that everyone kind of sat in on. And one thing that kind of hit me is one of the 10 bold truths was where belief lives, fear can't. And the reality of it is that a lot of us fall short of our objective in our meetings because of fear, right? And you know, he talks about, Gary Keller is actually going to be hosting, I guess he's going to be trying to generating a class that's going to specifically talk about fear. So this hits a lot of agents if he's going to be making a class on it. And, you know, he talks about like what stops you from, you know, living up to the commitments that you do. And really he kind of, you know, he dived, I don't know if you guys remember, dived deep a little bit about fear. Usually is ambiguity. Like you simply aren't willing to make a decision as far as what you want to do. So that could be ambiguous and that can kind of help, you know, stop you short as far as what you're looking to do. You have doubt, you somehow don't believe you can do it. So you're doubting and that's also stopping you. I mean, again, the fear of maybe failing or the fear of being rejected or whatever the case is, or you settle. So instead of going after what you want, you're settling for what you have because again of the fear. And then maybe you lack the knowledge, right? And so kind of mastering some of those things can help you really overcome the fear and really achieve what you're supposed to be doing. So again, it's like if you replace your fear with belief, then the fear goes out the window, right? Now, you know, regardless of whether you're going to achieve your goal or not, we can all agree that you have a higher likelihood of achieving it if you're not scared of it, right? If you don't have fear. Right. And so it was really more of just, you know, really just thinking more of that, you know, as I'm getting through, you know, certain stages in my life and I'm thinking about middle age and all of those things that are kind of wrapping up in my head. It's like, what am I doing? Really just replacing that with more belief that I'm going to achieve it and do, you know, I had to do instead of and letting go of the fear. And that could just be the last thing that's holding me back from really going to the next level.
Ian, how about you? A session, a speaker, or something that challenged you most?
Other than Jamie Kern Lima's exercise, which everybody in the room was in tears, including myself. It's similar to what Michelle said with fear and whatnot. So I went to a session, Unlock the Power of Your Database, and it's by Kenisha Pagan in Alexandria, Virginia, what she said really hit me. I was in the back, and when she said it, I just started tearing up. But she said, I'm afraid of success. I didn't know what success was, and I did not think of myself as successful. So there's a lot to unpack behind that. Your limiting beliefs, she has some limiting beliefs, and if she does not remove them, she's not able to help her clients. So that really hit home for me because I myself have limited view of success and never saw myself as successful. But I'm working on, my growth and embracing my growth and redefining what success means to me with shifting my mindset, continuous learning, self-awareness, less self-doubt, and practice gratitude.
What about the activity that our keynote, Jamie Kern-Lima, did? What about that was impactful for you?
I did not even write anything down because I just couldn't. But what she said was, think of one way self-doubt has already cost you in life or business. And then think of one way you're hiding in plain sight. And then she went through the exercise and said, imagine in 5 years when you still have that. Imagine what that looks like, and then imagine what that looks like in 15 years. So I am going to circle back on this one eventually because I just could not write anything down. I was just a mess. So yeah, that's something that I'm really going to look into.
I love that. Ian, to wrap us up, and all panelists, I'd like you all to share like one key takeaway that for those who didn't go to family reunion, one key takeaway that you could give our people that would help them grow.
There is power in building and nurturing relationships and also showing up authentically. I actually sat next to Michelle on my first family reunion. I saw her, then I saw that she was here, and then I've seen some people that I've met at my first family reunion, and I saw them again at family reunion this year, and it was just like, it was just a big thing. Oh my God, but having the relationship with those agents, some agents on the panel, they don't have a very big database. So you don't need a giant database to have a GCI of 1 million plus. I've talked to some agents who has that, but they were very intentional. And they were also very purposeful of the things that they do day to day, and to keep those relationships and nurturing those people that they have on there. So yeah, and it also will help, steady pipeline when the market is unpredictable. Having a strong database and genuine engagement will always outperform cold leads, in my opinion.
Love that. Michelle, how about for you? A key takeaway for those who didn't attend that would help them grow?
I would say, kind of what I said earlier about letting go of the fear and your limiting beliefs. Let go of the limiting beliefs. You already have everything you need right now to achieve that $1 million GCI. And so it's just more of, I know in my portion of my career, I have a team in place, I have systems in place. And so it's just a matter of going out there and build those relationships. I do have a large database, so just going after it, going after the larger clients. There's, inventory is still going to be tight in residential. It'll be more in commercial, which I think that will be good, but just going after the opportunity, and letting go of those limiting beliefs and just go for it.
Love that. Jennifer, how about for you?
Pretty similar to what I've heard from Ian. It's, really going deeper on my relationships. I think that really viewing myself as a customer service representative and not just as a sales representative is going to be key for me moving forward. Also, I have some great relationships, but where can I go deeper in those relationships, and what relationships, who's the who that I'm missing in my world to help me grow, and maybe someone that I can help grow at the same time. That's it.
AJ, how about for you?
Probably the same thing, right? Relationships. Yeah. I think that, going to these events with an open mind and willing to meet new people, talk about your business, and being prepared to ask the questions from the people that are already doing what you want to do. I think that's key. mainly because when I first came to Keller Williams, everybody used to tell me within these walls, the Keller Williams walls, there's no competition, right? We all help each other. If you succeed, I succeed. And I thought that was really, really hard to believe. And now I'm living it. Every single time I go to a family reunion event and I see something that I want to do, I approach that person. I haven't been told no, not even once. Not even once. Like this other strategy in regards to agent to agent marketing for Spanish speaking clients. I approached her. She gave me the whole playbook. I was like, oh. I mean, these are the things that some of the agents are missing out when they are attending these events.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, it was great to see you all at Family Reunion. And I and Michelle, Jennifer, AJ, we appreciate you sharing what you learned there, because we had about 10% of our Colorado constituents at the event, but 90% didn't make it. So we appreciate you all sharing, and thank you for your generosity today. All right, our next regional rally is Monday, March 17th. But before that, we will see you at Listings Unlocked. We will see you in Granby at the Ski Day. We will see you at the Ritz for awards. Hope you all have a great Monday. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.